Hey everybody, welcome to the next installment in the series, the Freebird series, To the Moon series, a bird story. This isn't a sequel or anything, this is kind of a side story. Basically what Kangawa said is that Finding Paradise, which is To the Moon 2, is also kind of a sequel to a bird story. So while a bird story and To the Moon are unrelated, these two stories kind of come together for Finding Paradise. So it's like a Lion King 1.5, I guess. That's right, he's got this little menu. I wonder if he's gonna have something like this for Finding Paradise as well. I have played through it before. Obviously, I've played through everything they've made except for Finding Paradise because it just came out a few days ago. And I wanted to refresh myself. This game is very different from To the Moon in a couple ways. It's very similar in some ways, very different in others. The main thing being that this entire thing is silent. Well, not silent as in no sound, obviously. It's still got a beautiful soundtrack and everything. But there's no dialogue. People don't talk. A lot of people were upset about this, I think because they were expecting another To the Moon, and this is a much shorter, much lighter affair. I really like it. I think everything that is there is just gorgeous. I enjoy everything about this game. Sure, it's shorter, and sure, it doesn't have the weight of To the Moon, but, hey, that's not the game this is trying to be, so I'm not going to judge it like that. This is just a short, nice little musical adventure about a boy and a bird. This game actually made me really curious to see what kind of film director Kangawa would be, because since this is told like entirely visually, I really wonder what he would do with shot composition and such for a film. I'd really like to talk to him about that stuff someday. But the way it conveys itself is gorgeous. And there are no minisodes or anything for this, it's just a bird story, and that's it. This is so cool. I just think this game's gorgeous. So as you can tell, this game is really just a ripoff of Braid. If there is one thing about this that I do wish I could change a bit, I still haven't really done anything. I mean, I walked backwards through that segment, but I wish I was interacting a little bit more at this point. Still a gorgeous cutscene, and I love here the square root of 1764 equals cat. I actually wonder if there's like an inside joke there that I'm not getting. I'm gonna go ahead and use my phone to look up the square root of 1764. This just in, my phone calculator does not have a square root button, so I can't do that. So, I will, in the description, write whether or not that square root of 1764 equals cat thing is a very clever joke that I just didn't get at this point. That said, I love how whimsical this whole game is, even when it gets serious. And there's really not a lot of Easter eggs or anything to find with this. You know, with To the Moon, there was a lot of other stuff to explore. A lot of little things you could find that fleshed out the world a bit more. With Bird Story, you kind of just play it, which I'm okay with. Again, it's just a very different thing. Also, look at this. Look at these transitions. I love this about this game. The way it conveys itself visually is incredible. The way it talks about the passage of time. I love it. There's just so many of these things that just put you in with this kid's isolation. No way it just transitions into this. It's so... I love this. It's so much more abstract than To the Moon. It's weird. As somebody who just is incapable of telling abstract stories, I love when stories are able to do abstract things. Like this, or that climax sequence with Neil in To the Moon, or like one of the final sequences of Life is Strange. Like, I love when they get into conveying their story abstractly. I absolutely love it. But I have no talent for it. And I don't know if that is... if those things are at odds, or if it's because I have no talent for it that I appreciate it so much. I have no idea. I wonder which one I can go in. Man, a lot of the buildings in these games have not the best wiring. A lot of faulty electricity. I like that you still can't read what's on the note, but you know exactly what it says. So I can remember what I'm supposed to do. Take a shit for me. Okay, no, I don't take a bath. I guess I just go out on the balcony. Right, this is his room. Alright. shit. Boys gotta eat. Look, man, being a single mother is tough. I just assume that she's a single mother. I guess I don't really know. I think from a storytelling standpoint, that's what most writers would gravitate towards, is that this is a household with a single mother, you know? Just the vibe I'm getting. So this game is all about studying, and they actually give you an exam at the end that is like actual college placement geography questions. And based on whether you're paying attention throughout the game, you'll be able to actually answer those questions correctly and get an honorary degree. They will ship it to your house. If you take a screenshot of your final test result and you pass, they will send that degree to your house. Gangao really pushed the boundaries of what games can be by just eliminating like the entire like college education pipeline. You know, just a way to sidestep all that student debt through games. And everybody told us it would be a waste of time. Dude, me too, buddy. Me too. Did he legit get a full night's sleep in his chair at his desk, and his alarm was set even though he wasn't like trying to go to bed? I was just trying to read the note, but whatever. Alright, see, now we gotta go back to school. Unfortunately, I was doing a funny monologue instead of paying attention while he was studying. So I have a feeling I'm gonna fail this test. But... oh, see, okay. So now they're gonna ask where he was flying, and you can tell from the positioning of the sun in the clouds that he was in Uganda. So as long as we remember that, we'll be alright. You need food again? Come on, you just ate like a day ago. What, this kid can't go 16 hours without food? What's wrong with him? Oh, now you can read. Yeah, umbrellas are good for rain. That's right, buddy. Yep, you gotta take that through the door. No? Alright, I guess this kid lives in Washington. He says fuck it to the rain. We don't need no... Game over, man. Game over. I think it's funny in Washington, you know, where I am right now, back home. It rains constantly, and yet we don't use umbrellas, because, what's up? I'll be teaching today. We just kind of deal with it. We just kind of walk through the rain. In New York, people actually use umbrellas. Of course, the wind there is terrible, so those umbrellas always get turned inside out. And then the street's always just littered with, well, with broken umbrellas. You fell asleep again? Boy, you just slept, like, 10 hours. And then you walked, like, a 5-foot hallway to your classroom. You could not have it any easier. Excuse me, kid. It's apparent to me that you have a troubled home life, and you need to be punished for it. Get out of here. Maybe try to have a successful family before you come into this classroom again. Whip those parents of yours into shape. You lazy piece of shit. I bet you wish you'd brought that umbrella now. Why don't you just take the shorter hallway, straight south into your apartment? Oh, he likes the rain. Actually, these little touches where it's like, hey, you wanna splash in the rain, are actually really cool. I do really like that, and like how you could swing the broom with Neil in the To the Moon minisodes. I actually really like these touches. I feel like it's these little pieces. They actually do a lot to make the game feel more intimate. And it is just, even though it seems so minor, it still is like an example of like what games can do that other mediums can't. Now that I'm making the decision to jump in that puddle, I'm feeling a little more involved in the situation. You know, it's feeling a little more personal to me. You know how those trees just move. Like I said, this whole piece is very abstract, and it's really just about telling an emotional story more than following a strict chain of logic to feed you a story that makes sense from like a logical standpoint. It's all about emotion, and I'm into it. You know, all you got to do to scare away a badger is pretend to be a huge fleshy bird. I really like badgers. Probably just from reading Redwall books. Speaking of which, I read an entire Redwall book on the plane back home. I haven't read one in years. But they were probably my favorite books growing up. Probably just because I like animals so much. Maybe that's why I like a bird story so much. So here you can see we've got a hurt bird. And, as you probably expected, we're just going to leave the bird alone, and we're not going to see it again throughout the course of the game. This is not a game about a bird. Why would you think that? That's right. Dude, that kid fucking... He has an arm on him. Get that badger. See, if he'd brought his umbrella, he could have just, like, whacked the badger with it pretty hard. Side note, whack the badger. Not something you want to do in public. I've been getting increasingly attached to birds the last year or so. I've started really liking them. They've been getting up there with dogs and cats in terms of the cute animal videos I post and stuff like that. And so I'm really worried that the bird story is going to hit me a lot harder this time than it did the first time I played it, because birds have become a thing for me. I also love how the trees shift to like guide your path and everything. Kid, come on. It's like 4 o'clock on a school day. You think a veterinarian's going to be open? They're just getting home from school. Just put the bird in the mailbox and, you know, they'll check it tomorrow. I think A Bird Story really does hold like a special place in my heart compared to the Moon. I love this style so much. Oh shit. It's a good thing this bird doesn't have a paw. Why did he, like, move into their way? I was specifically staying below his line of sight. I forgot all the little comedic touches. Oh, I gotta wash it, I guess. No? Oh, it wants me to hit that switch. Okay. That was super important. Had to make sure that those lights were on so that I could see things a little brighter. You can't bring a bird into a house with the lights off. Like, it's unheard of. The kid has a collection of notes from his parents saying they're not going to be home today. Well, he's gone. That was the game. We did it. Bird needs water. It was just raining. Should be plenty of water on the ground there that he can drink. What, do you not have a sink in your kitchen? Is this just a thing, like, somewhere that he lives that's different than mine? Like, why is there just, like, a bucket for water? Why is the solution to getting water going into the bathroom, picking up a bucket, and filling it up from the bathroom sink? Ah, yes. The bird needs a mushroom. Well, you know, at least his parents, or parent, actually keeps the fridge stocked. They could be leaving him in a house that doesn't have any food. That is a thing that happens very often in households with neglecting parents. Oh, the bird's gone. I didn't do it fast enough. I couldn't take it anymore. Just jumped and stuff. Actually already getting tired. Wow. I guess I will just finish this and then do Finding Paradise tomorrow night. I love these little slapstick. It's so good. There we go. Now the bird's interested because it's in pieces. And the bird looks like that whole piece of bread. He's like, I can't cut this myself. Come on. Actually, I wonder if bread is really that good for birds. Or if we just give it to them because it's easy. I hope it's not something like we're actually, like, screwing up their nutrition by giving them bread. Now I'm worried about it. I should look that up. Okay, it's 3 in the morning. That's fine. Why don't any of them come and check him out? Come to him. He can't come to you. So the birds are assholes. Forget about him. He knows what time it is already. You know. Just kid stuff. Just jumping out of 4th-story windows and floating down with an umbrella. So that our bird can remember what it's like to fly. There's a car here now. There must be someone here. I guess it could be like a small town where it's just like one person works here. You know? Because small towns, it is kind of a thing. Instead of having like set like corporate hours, just kind of like, oh, you know, when I can be there, I'll be there. Of course, they then usually live where they work, but who knows? Man, I kind of miss living in Utah. I lived in a small town there, where like literally everybody knew everybody. It's just life is just kind of so much simpler there compared to all the crap you got to put up with in a big city. But I guess then, you know, there's always downsides too. Money, for one thing. I completely missed what I was looking for. Doctor-looking supplies, yeah. I'm too busy talking about myself instead of thinking about the game. Because I'm a self-centered prick. Oh, go in here. Some stethoscope-looking stuff, right? Oh, look at that. Okay. Bird Hospital. Get out, kid. This bird belongs to me. And of course, because this is a video game and things need to happen, this kid decides to put the bird's health in jeopardy and just take it back. If it gets better, then it'll leave me like everybody else. I gotta make sure it stays sick. Wow, I guess you could really look at this relationship in a very negative light if you wanted to. I don't think it's a school. Man. Also, a cat again. I think it's a cat. Might be like a really smug, leaner looking version of Winnie the Pooh. Yeah, do birds play fetch? Is that a thing they do? Okay, apparently so. Oh, nope. Okay. This is a beautiful place to live. Yo, this bird loves The Cosby Show. He watches it every day. See, look at that. Oh, what are the kids getting into this time? Frankly, this romance is better than Johnny and River's. Johnny and River never went jumping in the rain. Splash competition. It's a terrible idea. That's not how paper works at all. What is on the board? Bird just ran out of the classroom. Alright, fuck school, I guess. Uh-oh. See, I love this. Passing through time so quickly without losing anything. Yeah, watch out for those cars. We know that Kangao isn't afraid to kill somebody with one. Oh, this bird. This bird's really intelligent. The pure imagination of this is just incredible. Gotta get some bread. That's all this bird eats. He doesn't need any protein. Don't mind me, I'm just following a ghost. Just following the ghost of a child. As you do. I think we're a little over halfway through now. I think. I'm trying to remember. Again, it's been a while. Oh, I remember this. This is really cool. I hope this book wasn't, you know, like, important. I was never good at making paper airplanes. couldn't figure out how to get them to actually, like, go very far and straight. You know, how to be good airplanes, I guess. I couldn't figure out how to make them hover like this either. I could not get them to hover in place. And most of all, and this is my biggest regret, is I couldn't get them to support my weight as well as the weight of a small bird. Just could not get the paper plane to do that. And I regret it to this day. This is gorgeous. So I guess it is like a big city. I guess he might be on the outskirts. It's not like a small rural town. He also just may be traveling around the entire world when you see stuff like this, so who knows. It's gorgeous. I wonder if he had specific locations in mind for these things. If they're based off of any actual places. Or if it was just like, no, I'm just gonna make a background that I like. Oh, that's not your birds? Alright. Don't worry, we'll find them. See, that is beautiful. Oh. Is this your birds? No, that's a seagulls. You're not a seagulls? Man, I could have sworn you was a seagulls. It's just gorgeous, though. Man, I love this. Okay, so we got ourselves a desert and an oasis. I think this is also an environment that this bird probably does not come from. Because again, it probably just comes from your area. I actually don't know if we're looking for its kind or if we're looking for a place that it can live. This is gorgeous. Look at this rainforest. Is he just looking for a nest to hijack? He's like, yeah, I'll take those eggs. I mean, I really need to travel more. I need the money to do something like that. I want to see places like this. I like that this bird has the consciousness to say, or to shake its head no, that it's picked up on that social cue from humans. I can show you the world. What was the Page Master? Is that what that reminds me of? Makes everything out of pages from a book. You guys ever watch Card Captor Sakura? That was something else. I think I found Sakura attractive as a child, and so I felt naughty whenever I watched it. So I didn't watch it much. Don't know why I thought about that or why I volunteered that information, but there you go. Uh-oh. Son. Were you out flying around on your airplanes again? Instead of sleeping? No son of mine is going to play with birds. God, why am I getting so tired? What am I doing right now? Okay. Hopefully not getting hit by a truck. Okay, good. Again, I wish this wasn't just a one-way path to school. Because like it'd be super great if you could also get home from school that quickly. This knockoff Bunny Hill thing we made. He just changes a little, just a couple of the notes. I love it. So cheeky. What? I'm not sure I understand what that moment's supposed to mean. Again, I'm not great with abstract stuff. I admire it, but I'm just not good with it. Is that his way of telling us that he killed his mom and teacher? Something overtook him. He wasn't himself. As he murdered 2 grown adults to save a bird. Oh. Let's do it. It's time to give the bird up. Take the umbrella this time. Come on, kid. There you go. It's time to say goodbye to the bird, man. Man, the end of Air Bud always, like, just got me, you know? So did the end of Hey You Pikachu. Anytime when he has to say goodbye to animals, for some reason, I just get so upset. This game's also making it very difficult to let go. This bird is all he has, man. Don't you just hate it when you're trying to get your kid to behave, and he jumps on his paper airplane and just leaves? Kids these days, man. We used to use paper for reading and writing. Now these kids use it to avoid their chores. It's a good thing these lightning bolts aren't hitting the defenseless child, and are just hitting the paper around him. But really, though, this is like a harrowing sequence. I love it. Hmm. I really do wonder how abstract this is. Do these things really happen? Is this the child's wild imagination of what happened? Well, like just embellishing things? I guess since this is said to lead into finding paradise, that means that this has to have been in some way feasible, and this isn't just like a fantasy, you know? You would think maybe it is just in his head. I don't know. The kids like him now. But the bird that made him popular is gone. Like, oh, there's that one stealth sequence with that one guy in the lobby here. And I think it may have been a stealth sequence he couldn't fail, because I think it forced me through it when I screwed something up. I just think it's funny, these little additions and nods. That door's just gone. I don't know if that's on purpose or not. He really did shred up his notebook, it looks like, so... I think losing a pet is one of the hardest things a kid can go through. I think it honestly hurts them more to lose a pet than a family member or a friend. It's not to say those things don't matter, but I think when you're a kid, you form more meaningful relationships with animals, I think. When you're older, you gain more of an appreciation for the complexities of like a human connection. Thought of losing my cat is like terrifying to me. I try not to even like imagine that it's a possibility. And there, even just that moment of having you personally take off the bandage is something that elevates this. And yeah, that was a bird story. Like I said, it's a lot shorter, a lot lighter, and more whimsical than To the Moon, which to a lot of people put them off, but I really like it. I think it's a very nice experience. It's very different, but it's enjoyable the whole way through. It really just kind of flies by. It doesn't feel like this took an hour, you know. It's just a nice little story to experience. And it was nice to experience it again, even though I knew what was going to happen, you know. It's got a lot of qualities of like a Pixar film for me, in terms of just the whimsy of it. There's just like a good feeling that it gives me. So, yeah. And so the events of this game and To the Moon both tie into Finding Paradise, which I will play tomorrow. To the Moon is much more related. Finding Paradise is considered like To the Moon too. Bird Story, I believe it's just that the kid in this game is the patient in Finding Paradise, from what I understand. That's all I really know about the game, is that it's the doctors from To the Moon working on the kid. Yep. Finding Paradise. That's right, this was the big reveal. God, this was so long. He's been working on it for so long. I'm so excited to see what he's done. Well, what they've done. It's not just him, but it's largely him. Anyway, that was a bird story. We've now done everything in this series up until Finding Paradise, and I can't wait to start it tomorrow. I hope you've enjoyed all of this so far, and thanks for watching.